What is up, my fellow Twebbians? I am Logan, the Totally Epic Gamer, and in this video we will be looking at the Pyromancer. Again, just kind of giving you a quick overview of the class as a whole. Your job is to do damage. You are the primary damage dealer. You're able to take on large waves of mobs all at once. You inflict burn to many individuals, causing kind of damage over time and explosive large radius damage. Just going over the skills here, you will have no way to really close the gap with anybody or maneuver around a lot of individuals. Your main way of dealing with enemies is by killing them faster than they kill you, because you do not have a lot of defensive capabilities. Looking at the first ability here, we have Heat Wave, which is kind of just a direct line AoE that does 46 damage initially and then applies a burn. It's got a fairly short cooldown, as do many of the skills that Pyromancer uses. Then we have Feed the Flames. This is a great way to heal yourself when you get a little bit tight. The Pyromancer, unlike the other classes, only heals on enemies that it's marked with its skills. So you'll have to use a skill on it first to get HP back and kill it. Whereas Feed the Flames will heal you right away. So it's a good, useful tool of staying alive by dealing damage instead of actually having some sort of defensive capabilities. Then we have Thermal Bomb. Thermal Bomb is a very interesting one where you can apply it to one person, kill that one person, and then it explodes, causing interrupt and large damage to all enemies around it. And finally, we have Overheat. This one, despite looking at the little clip here, goes very far, as we're about to see when I get into the gameplay. And it causes a slight bit of damage initially, and then some damage over time. But more importantly, causes an interrupt and is a huge radius. Absolutely massive. It is great for stopping even snipers from hitting you, because right as you press it, they will take damage and they will not keep scoping in on you. Since you have no gap closers, those people will be able to shoot at you a lot of times, but with Overheat, you can kind of mitigate the damage they're doing by causing them to be interrupted. Moving kind of just into the class, and again, not looking to do too much speculation here, but just looking at a quick overview. Your middle rung here is much more looking at the leech and doing damage to stay alive. Your top rung here is looking at to do weapon-based damage. But this bottom rung here is likely where a lot of people are going to go, the Tempest route, which is focusing a lot more on your skills and your anomaly and putting out even higher damage. Additionally, from there, you can go all in and go Phoenix Nestling, which will revive you once every 3 minutes when you die. And believe me, as this class, especially if you're playing solo, you will be dying. You have no defense, and a lot of your abilities require you to get close. Although you do a lot of damage, there will be a lot of times where you miscalculate, we'll say, about how much damage you can do and how much damage your enemies can do. So for the gameplay, we'll be looking at the back half of the Terra Infirma quest, which I believe shows a good yin and yang of the Pyromancer, what it's good at and what it's bad at. You'll see right away that I have a sniper and a shotgun equipped, and that's for good reason. The shotgun is for clearing the mobs that you apply your spells to, and the sniper is for dealing with the mobs that you have no way of handling. So right now, the mobs are quite far away from me, and I have no real way of approaching. So even up there, they're blasting at me. As a Pyromancer, I have no way of going forward. Overheat, which will likely apply from even here, which it does, is great, but it's not an effective damage tool. It's more for interrupt and making sure that I apply my skills so that I can get healed. And in that case, that's going to be difficult to deal with these members when they're shooting down at me. You can see it's quite a lot, which is why we run the sniper. And I would recommend running a sniper, especially early for the Pyromancer, to make sure that you don't get beat in scenarios like this. Because you can see I'm not getting health back here. I'm not getting any kills with my skills applied. So I need to apply my skill, which Overheat does, from very far, and make sure I heal up effectively. But even though Pyromancer plays a lot with pushing and aggressing and making sure that you are getting really good trades that are favorable for you and playing with a low health bar sometimes, that does not mean we should aggress in this situation. Right now, we have to make sure that this captain, who has the ability to kill us for sure, does not. And so now we can try to move forward. We're going to pop Overheat, which is what we were waiting for. And that will just interrupt everybody, and hopefully we can just get enough HP back from killing everybody that we've just applied our abilities to before we end up dying, which is the hardest part, I believe, of Pyromancer. Playing within your little health range and your low defensive capabilities, because that's what the important part is. You have no way of approaching, though you have a great way of killing. And so here now we're going to one-on-one with the captain. And of course, even this is not guaranteed to be easy. He's doing freezing shots. We're going to try and interrupt here to of no avail. And you can see we're getting low. We have no way of defending ourselves. So we just have to apply the only ability that gives us a heal without having to get a kill. And even now, we're getting aggressed quite heavily. We have to make sure we back up and don't try to take a fight that's unreasonable for us to win. Get a quick health back there. And soon we'll be able to apply Overheat and hopefully be able to clean up this fight without too much more worry. So we'll do that, get a little bit of health back, and hopefully clean up this captain. And that's how the Pyromancer works. Of course, I didn't show one of the skills here where it explodes, but this is not a good scenario of which to show it, and I believe it's pretty self-explanatory. The person you kill explodes. But here, you absolutely need something to deal with long range, and what we're really trying to exemplify here is when is the Pyromancer going to succeed and when is it not? At a long distance with no engage, you're going to have a very tough time and you're going to require a sniper. But in the cases where you're up front with them, you're going to succeed and be able to run through much more than the other classes will be able to. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.